tonight. Tonight we're going to be going over the Route 27 244 Interchange project. Kind of where we're at and the project team, it's VDOT project, and then Shirley Contracting, who I work for. We're doing the construction, and then we have Dewberry, who's our design consultant. They actually do the design and the engineering, and then we have the Federal Highway who's involved, and also Arlington County. Tonight I have with me Nina Davitt. She's with Shirley, project engineer, and Paul Knighton with VDOT is at the back. All right, so tonight's objectives. Quick overview on the project. This is actually the old existing bridge, which most of you probably are familiar with. And this half, this is actually looking westbound. So this is the eighth of the bridge we actually demoed last November, which you guys probably remember when we closed Columbia Pike down and diverted traffic around. So part of that bridge is gone. Now the southbound structure remains, and now we're proceeding to build the northbound structure of the new bridge. This is kind of how it's going to look. We're going to have memorial pylons that say Freeman's Village Bridge on them, and then on those pylons we're actually going to have bronze plaques, which is actually what's up here in the corner. So we'll have one of those on each corner of the bridge, so it'll be quite nice when it's done. And I don't know if a lot of you got to attend the Pardon Our Dust meeting I think last June. Yeah, last June. So we went through a lot of that then, kind of how it's going to look. So, project schedule, look ahead. So summer 2013, we're building the northbound bridge. That's what we're doing right now. Some of you may have seen the start of that bridge go up right now. Then winter of 2014, late 2013, we're going to demolish the southbound bridge. So that's when we go out and actually take down the remaining structure that's there from the old bridge. Mid-2014, we're going to build the box culvert and also begin building the southbound bridge. So underneath this new bridge we're building, there's actually a box culvert creek that runs right through this, under this ramp, down through here. Goes through an existing box culvert that's actually a little bit undersized, I guess for nowadays, and that kind of runs this way. So we're going to abandon that. We're actually building this new box culvert. It's almost double the size. It's going to go underneath the new bridge, the empty out over here. It's actually going to outfall in a new location further down the ramp than where the existing box culvert outfalls right now. So that's the box culvert. Then we have the new bridge, which is going to be wider than the old bridge to kind of allow better acceleration lanes, deceleration lanes for the ramps. Then we're going to introduce two new signals to the project, to this area. One's going to be right there at ramp A and B. The other one's going to be at South Orange Street, right across from ramp D. And then the other signal, or the third signal, which is kind of what we're doing, is we're taking that signal that's at South Queen Street currently, we're actually going to move to South Queen Street, put a signal there, and then we're going to shift ramp G kind of in a different configuration to allow for better acceleration and deceleration. We're going to first close South Queen Street, because that's the direction we're going to be building the sewer in, and we'll close that for approximately 2 weeks as we progress with our sanitary installation. So what we're showing on the handouts and on the slide is we're going to be signing the detour, and the detour that we've signed is going to look like this here. Basically, just go over on 12th Street to South Quinn Street, South Quinn Street, and then you just go to the light off Queen Street, and we'll go down to 244. So that's the detour that we're going to sign. But again, you're free to use South Ross Street or any other way you need to go. It's just this, the very end of South Queen's what's going to be closed. And same with South Queen and South Quinn. It's just the very end of the roadway, so no driveways are going to be blocked. No one's going to lose access or anything like that. It's just the actual street's going to be closed. May, so right now till December 2013, we're going to be focusing on work on building the new bridge, and also building some of the new lanes on Columbia Pike and the ramps. We're also going to, probably about August time frame, we're actually going to close this ramp here, which is actually ramp C. We're going to close that. We need to build a new ramp. When we actually close that, we'll have this signal activated here. So people traveling eastbound on Columbia Pike can make a left and go north on Route 27. So yeah, this is stage 3. This is where we're going to be, where we're working right now. the majority of the year before we get into stage 4 and start that on the bridge. So with stage 3 construction, this is some of the new northbound bridge MSE panels, which MSE stands for Mechanical Stabilized Earth Retaining Wall System. Basically, it's just like a retaining wall that you build up around the actual structure of the bridge, and it helps support the roadway. So that's what you see going up there. That's kind of, this is what it's going to look like when it's all done. You know, it's a nice rendering of what it's going to look like. We have nice garage panels up top. Between the northbound and southbound bridge structure, we have a nice light well, so it's going to be nice and bright under the bridge for pedestrians. It's also going to be lit. So that's kind of where we're going with the project. The bridge. This is a view from up top for stage 3, kind of where we're at right now. It's again looking down. It's actually the new northbound bridge that's looking south there. So we're just getting ready to start placing fill around those straps, which hold in the actual retaining wall panels.
Could you speak up a little bit louder?
I'm sorry. Sorry. So this is, northbound looking south, kind of where we're at right now with the project, and we're just getting ready to place fill. Next time we're going to do this, I'm thinking right now, is probably going to be August time frame. That's when we will actually set the structural steel on the new bridge. So we'll have to close down Columbia Pike like we did in November. I think we did that November 5th, 6th weekend. So again, we'll shut down Columbia Pike, detour traffic up around 27, along with pedestrians. Turn back on that light. The light's still on right now, it's just holding green, but we're going to turn it back on cycles. Detour traffic for the weekend and settle our structural steel. So right now we're targeting August for that, but anybody that put their name on that email list coming in or is already on the list, we'll get closer to that. We'll definitely send out a notice. So the only thing with this X right here, we closed South Queen Street then for outbound traffic. Any traffic that's coming down eastbound Columbia Pike's allowed to go right onto Queen, but no one's actually allowed to come out of Queen during the detour. It's the same as it was in November, so you basically have to go to Queen Street there. So, all right, stage 4 construction, which is probably late 2013, maybe early 2014. This is after the new bridge is done. We actually shift northbound traffic onto the new northbound bridge structure, and then we build the section between northbound and southbound, so then we can then shift southbound traffic onto the new northbound structure. So once both northbound and southbound traffic is on the new northbound structure, then we will proceed with demoing the old bridge. And that will be the last of the bridge. Take out the remaining full section. So again, that's probably going to be late 2013, early 2014. When we go to demo the southbound bridge, that's when we will again do a weekend detour. Probably December, January time frame for that. All right, stage 5 construction. I'm not going to go too much into detail on that. I think we're actually going to have another one of these meetings to kind of, we have 8 stages of the project, and probably around the end of this year, early next year, we'll have another meeting like this. You guys can come in and we can go over the next stages of the project. The stage 5 is basically we're just focusing on the southbound bridge structure, the ramps, starting the sound wall, finishing the box culvert, work on ramp E. So that's pretty much all I have. Now we can get into questions. Yes.
I saw that you had the retaining wall, or not, excuse me, the sound barrier on ramp G. Are you going to put anything on ramp E? Is there going to be a sound wall, or will the trees be replaced there?
Trees will be replaced. We're just give a quick overview of the project. If there's any big issues or questions or comments, then, Tina with VDOT and also my boss, the project manager, Shirley, we can direct the questions to, depending on what they are. So,
I have a question. What's the time frame, morning and closing?
what's the what?
What time would they start, what time would they end, Monday and Friday?
With the work?
Yes.
The work hours would still be the same during the week. It would just be 7 to 3 o'clock.
Well, the closure is going to be constant for 2
Yes,
weeks.
that's right.
I understand, they're going to be working on that.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
During those time frame, they're going to be working.
Yeah, during the day, during the week.
7 to 3?
That's right. And depending on the schedule, we may work weekends out there, but it would still then be later in the day we'd start. It'd be 9 to 3.
Yeah, I've lived in this neighborhood for 13 years, and I love it, and I plan to stay here for the rest of my life. I am 5 doors in from Columbia Pike. The back of my home looks straight at the highway. The homes behind me are at a lower elevation, so my bedroom looks over top of the homes behind me, right at the highway. And about 3 months ago, these folks here came into our neighborhood and clear-cut every tree along that exit ramp. And at that very first day, I started getting tractor-trailer lights coming in my bedroom. The back of my house started shaking, the walls started shaking, the windows are rattling. The back of my house settled down half an inch. The back of my kitchen settled down an inch. For the last 90 days, I've woken up at 5 a.m. to listen to tractor trailers and cars going up and down, not just the main line, but up of that ramp. And that's what I've been living with. I called VDOT. I called that name right there, Christina Brigante Dunn, and I emailed her. No response. I called Arlington County. No response. Out of frustration, a few days later, they decided they were going to go out in the middle of the night and start jackhammering and taking bulldozers out there and moving earth all night long. Didn't hear from them, didn't hear back from Arlington County, no response whatsoever. Here I am shaking in my bed. I finally, in the morning, called my state senator and my state delegate, and they got on the phone with these people and put a stop to it. But VDOT and Arlington County are not listening to us, and to be honest, they really don't care about us. My choice at this point, I put $8,000 into my home to put Homosote up in every wall in my bedroom. Covered it up with drywall, painted it, tried to make it look good again. I still hear this noise. I don't have any choice but to get up every night and go downstairs and sleep in the living room. I want to know, what are you going to do about it? And I don't want to find out that you're going to put it on the website 6 months from now. You were able to put a sound wall up in majority white neighborhood over here. There's no reason that this neighborhood, majority black, should not get the same damn sound wall that they got. You said 2 homes would be impacted. I'm not going to curse, but I'll tell you what I think, and it's BS. We deserve a sound wall, both of them that were in the original plan, and the construction should start immediately so people like me and my neighbors can have some peace and enjoy their home.
Amen.
All right.
I hope everyone heard me.
Okay. I mean, VDOT did do sound studies over there.
And why are you not using the latest sound study guidelines that just came out? Why are you ignoring them?
I can't speak to what guidelines they used when they did the sound study. When they did the sound study,
VDOT is here right now. Why did you use outdated sound study guidelines to shortchange this neighborhood instead of using the current ones?
Certainly look back into that, but they did do the sound studies, and the only neighborhood that met the requirements for the sound wall were the ones that...
Well, if you use outdated studies and say that only 2 homes are going to be impacted, I'm 5 homes in. You said my home wouldn't be impacted. And I'm shaking in my bed every night. Do you hear me?